So you want to get a job, but you don't know how to get past a technical interview. The whole interview process is super complicated because companies don't know how to ferret out the difference between people who are authentic coders and people who are posers. Hi, I'm AJ with Popcorn Robot, and I want to kind of go over the 3 main questions that interviewers will ask every coder in a job interview. Number 1, why? A lot of companies are looking to see, why did you make this decision? They're looking to see, what is your thought process? Were you thinking when you wrote this code, or were you just a zombie copying pasting code? So the whole thing is that we want to see, what was your decision making process? What were the options? Why did you choose this path? Do you regret that path? Could you have gone another path? All these things kind of show us, what is your mindset when you're doing this stuff? Because a lot of people, you ask them, like, do you even know why you did this? And they don't even know why. If that's the case, believe me, you don't have ownership of their code. You gotta show people that you really understand what you did and didn't just copy paste things, because they need to know that you actually understood the work that you did and didn't just plagiarize somebody else. Number 2, what if? So when it comes to software requirements, these things change real fast. So we want to see, are you capable of adapting to the changes, or are you going to get hung up? These things are really important because they want to see, how are you thinking when you're in the workplace? When things change up and there's a curveball, what are you going to do? We need to know how you will react, because this happens all the time. You need to prove to the company that they want to work with you. And this what if question helps them see what it's like to work with you when things change. Number 3, how? A lot of times companies will do this. They will ask you the question, how would you do this? And oftentimes these questions don't even have an answer because they're impossible. But they don't care about you solving the problem. What they're really caring about is, what is your approach? How would you approach this issue, and what would you do to try to solve it? Is this a good solution or bad solution? Because sometimes we have an impossible problem and we just have to deal with it. So what would you do with that? So that's why it's important to develop your creativity and expand your horizons. The bigger your horizon and the more things you've encountered, then the more easy it is for you to solve problems. How is really important because it shows insight into what you're thinking when you're encountering a really difficult problem. These questions are really the key you need to prove to people that you are making your decisions, you're not just following orders, and you're actually thinking out what you're doing. We need to see that you can code and not just a copy paster, because there's so many people who are just copy pasting. We need to see what you're thinking, how you solve problems, because that's the way what's going to be like to work with you, and we want to believe that you're a great teammate for us.